Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaime Leigh and this is my art channel, and for today's video I'm going to talk to you about how I got to be an artist. Man, it's been a up and down road, I can tell you that. Okay, so if you notice any sounds in the background, I live in the southern United States and we are actually having a thunderstorm right now, and if you've ever been in the southern United States during a thunderstorm, you know, they mean business. So hopefully it's passing, but I don't know. For the past many years, I've wanted to become a professional artist, but it didn't always start out that way. I was a kid who loved art. I drew all the time. I drew houses and little suns in the corner and horses and unicorns and more unicorns. I was that kid. I absolutely loved anything to do with art. But surprisingly, I never said that I wanted to be an artist when I grew up. I was much more practical and said that I wanted to be a ballerina. So, yeah. Anyway, I actually did end up becoming something more practical. I went to school and got my teaching degree. However, in high school, I did take art classes, and I also minored in art in college because I loved art so much, but I never got the idea that I could be an artist as my job. My parents were of the generation that they encouraged me to go to school, get a degree, or, you know, they were taught to learn a trade, get a skill, where you get a job and then you have insurance and benefits and retirement and then you retire, and all very practical. And I, at heart, am not a very practical person. I want to do creative, crazy things, but I had this real sensibility built into me from the time I was real little. So I thought, okay, I can love art, but I have to get a job. And there's starving artists, and you don't make a living as an artist unless you are born talented. That's what I thought. I did go into teaching. I taught elementary school, I worked in education, and then I taught preschool for about 10 years combined, and then I left teaching. I was pretty burned out. I got a job at a nonprofit organization. It was a part-time job, so it really worked out for me. I was a single mom at that time. I had gone through a divorce in 2010, and right about that time was when, after many years of just kind of keeping art to the side and just doing a little bit of stuff here and there, and I had been doing scrapbooking for a couple years, but it wasn't really like my heart wasn't in it. It was something creative that I could do that I enjoyed, but for me it wasn't quite enough. So then I discovered mixed media art, and that was about the time I went through my divorce, and so I started doing some mixed media art, and this is where I kind of started out from. So this was a painting I did right after my divorce, and as you can see, it's not really a painting. I did more of a collage type thing because I didn't trust my drawing ability. I didn't trust that I could, you know, make figures and that sort of thing. I was very self-conscious about my ability to do art. To move from scrapbooking to doing mixed media art, these were two books that I was really in love with. This book is by an artist named Susan Tuttle. I believe she actually is either from Maine or lives in Maine, or both. She does a lot of photography but combines it with mixed media. And this is Misty Mon, and I bought this book as a Christmas gift for myself. And I used to spend so much time just going through these books and just looking at the art and the techniques and how to do things, and just dreaming about the day when maybe I could do that too. And that got me my start on actually becoming an artist. I had a little corner of the dining room, and every time I wanted to do art, I had to pull all my stuff out, put it on the table, do my stuff, and then put it all away so that we could actually eat at the table. And that was a real pain in the ass. Basically, at that time, I was trying to figure out, how can I make art when I don't know how to draw? because that was how I felt, was that my drawing was terrible, and I knew that you had to be able to make things look realistic to be a professional artist, and I didn't feel I had that ability. So that's what I was doing at that time. And then I met my now fiance. He's the one that really encouraged me that if you're really serious about this whole art thing and it's something that's important to you, make it important. And so we had done some renovations on our house, and there was a room now that had a staircase that went upstairs, and under there was like this little cubby under the stairs. I know, very Harry Potter. But there was literally room under the stairs where I could put my desk and all my art stuff, look out the window, do my art. And it was the first time I'd ever had a real art space to work in. And around that time I started a project. I called it 50 Skulls in 50 Days. I had been taking some online art classes and kind of building my skills a little bit. And I did this project, 50 Skulls in 50 Days, during another stressful time in our life. We were going through a court case. And in order to kind of take my mind off that, I thought, you know, let's try this. And unlike a lot of other projects that I start, I actually did complete this one. I made 50 small skull paintings in 50 days in 2016. And the paintings are all very similar to this, the size and the figure. And I just spent that time putting my little skull in different backgrounds and attempting different styles and just kind of playing. And it was a lot of fun. So that was 50 Skulls in 50 Days. And then I started to get a lot more serious, and my style got a little bit more artistic, I guess you'd say. I did a long run where I would draw these type of girls, and as you can see, they were all very similar. You know, I was working on trying to draw, and so then I started adding, you know, color to it, making paintings, still working on drawing figures freehand, trying to get a little bit better with my drawing skills. You know, I did animals too. So then also in 2016, my art style in 2016 was to do mixed media portraits on paper. And at the time I was doing them, I was really proud of these paintings. Right now I look at them and I'm a little embarrassed about, you know, just I had a lot to work on in regards to portraits and making people look realistic and that sort of thing. So after that, I began working on bigger paintings, canvases, and I was really into sharks at the time, so I started doing paintings that had sharks in it with a mixed media background and kind of worked in that for a little bit. And then in the spring of 2018, I met a customer at the store that I work at. He was a professional artist and he asked to see my work, so I showed him some photos, and I'll never forget what he said to me. It was eye-opening because he's been a professional artist for, I don't know, 40 maybe more years, and he looked at my paintings and he said, "Ah, you're a real artist." And I just thought, I am? Like, I had no concept of me as a real artist. So he offered me an art show, and so I got together 10 shark paintings and I displayed those at my art show. Hey everyone, I'm Jamie, and I figured I've been getting all these paintings ready for Monday's show, and I thought I'd give you guys a little preview of some of the paintings that are going to be hanging. They are all actually in my living room at the moment, and they'll be leaving tomorrow, and I'm going to be kind of sad. They've been like here for a while. So I'm just gonna walk around and give you a little preview of a couple of them, and if you want to see all of them, you'll just have to come to the show, Jim's Art Gallery, June 4th in Fort Smith, North 5th Street at 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. And here is one. Here is one of my shark paintings. And here's my big shark painting. And I'll give you a little look at my big painting. She's over here. And I've got a couple others, but you'll just have to come on Monday to see them. So thanks for checking it out, and hopefully I'll see you there. Then he asked if I wanted to come and learn how to paint from him, and that was probably the best decision I've ever made. So from 2018, about June 2018 until today, I have been studying oil painting and art. My style today is quite different from what I was doing in the past. I still consider myself a mixed media artist, but I am learning how to paint in oil. I am learning how to make people. Here is one that I did this summer, and that was also done in oil. Here is my Queen painting. This is an oil painting that I actually painted twice. The first time I painted it, I just ran into such a problem that in order to try to fix it, I realized it would be better to just start over, so that's what I did. And here is Viva Las Vegas. Those are the types of paintings that I am working on now, and I'm actually focused on becoming a professional artist and doing art full-time in the future. So it's taken me over 20 years to get here, but that's the thing I think I didn't understand about being an artist and art, and I think a lot of other people might have that same thought or idea. And I recently got to thinking about the idea that it takes 10,000 hours to become skilled or an expert at something. I can't remember exactly who said that, but I do know that 10,000 hours is a thing that people say about, you know, it takes you that long to really get confident or skilled at a certain profession or type of art or that sort of thing. And I really think that that's true. Because if I were to look back and add up all the time that it's taken me to get from where I was in art to where I am today, even with doing art in college, that didn't really teach me how to be an artist, and that didn't teach me the skills I needed to know. I've only really learned that in the past year. And if you were to add up all the time I've spent and all the time I will spend, it's going to be way more than 10,000 hours. So that's my journey to becoming an artist. I still feel like I am becoming an artist. I'm not there yet, but I'm in the process. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to subscribe to my channel, I will be posting art videos and other fun and interesting stuff. And I will see you next time. Bye!